Greetings in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, Cohen forever, according to the order of Melchizedek, Melek of Yasharal. All esteem, honor, and glory unto our Alua Yahuwah. And my name is MELEK Shelemoh. This is MELEK Shelomoh Trading, and I'm going to do a little trade recap using Bookmap replay mode and also TradingView replay mode to do a little trade recap here on a trade I did. So this is off of a Apex PA account. So today is the 13th of January 2025. Right now is 4:30 p.m. Alright, so just for context, from the prior day, we're moving down. This is the ETH session. Prior day is a downtrend. ETH session is a downtrend into the open, right? Alright, so let's open this up a little bit. So I have a volume profile, and I have the Camarilla pivots, floor central pivots, and I have some labels, some overnight mid. This wasn't here at the time. This is the volume point of control for the session so far, which is approximately 22 hours. So that's from the 1 hour chart, but I just labeled that at the end of the day. This is the overnight VPOC here at 58.20.25, and this is overnight low 58.09, right? So the context is, for my trade setup, I'm looking for either a retest of Camarilla S3, and from a Wyckoff theory perspective, I'm looking for an automatic rally to form somewhere around here, and then we get a continuation down, right? So if that's the move that price action takes, I want to short at the automatic rally, which is going to be somewhere wherever price tops out when it pulls back, right? So downtrend, automatic rally, take the short, right? So if it's lining up with my pivot levels, it's going to line up at Camarilla S3, right, or thereabouts. So if price action does, if this is the automatic rally right here, we see we have a double top before the RTH open at Camarilla S3. If this is the automatic rally, which is kind of shallow, right? If price does come back down here, this is going to create probably a secondary stop around Camarilla S4. And at that point, I'd be looking for a little shakeout and a reversal trade back up, right? Which would create an uptrust, right? So that's the two setups I'm looking at from a Wyckoff theory perspective and my pivot levels perspective, right? So let's see, we're gonna switch over to Bookmap, right? So let's open this up. This is the open right here at 9:30 Eastern time, and those yellow lines you're seeing there, those are the upper deviations and lower deviations. Yellow line is VWAP. I also have, this is London VWAP right here at 58.22, and we have ETH open. That VWAP is approximately right now at 58.24, right? So ETH open VWAP, London open VWAP, and this is now anchored at the RTH open, right? All right, so my trade, I believe, is around is after 10 o'clock, right? So we're probably gonna go through like about half an hour of price action. So I'm gonna speed this up to about 16 times. And I don't have my desktop audio on, but if I do put it on, you could hear all the market pulse going off. You can see in the sub chart though, without us hearing the market pulse, we could see, and I could point out what these are. These are alerts as well for icebergs that are over 100 contracts. So I'm just gonna take that off. You probably can't hear me with all of that noise, so I'll take the desktop audio off and I'll just point out what these are, right, in the subchart. Those are the market pulse indicators on the subchart. So let me speed this up a little bit. It's only 2 minutes so far. So we're basically starting off around here, around floor pivot S1. I already have the IB low marked out, so it ended up being at 58.13. So that's the half an hour IB range low. So those green dots right there, those are buy sweeps, right? So usually when you get a buy sweep, you get a follow through to the downside because there's normally exhaustion. It's kind of like a stop run. It's like an exertion of buyers, and then you get like the reversal. So let's look at this here, right? You get buying sweeps, and then you get selling sweeps. So you get a little continuation to the upside, another buying sweep. So it hasn't broke down yet, but I'll show you an example. So buying sweeps, and if buyers don't follow through, that's another buying sweep right there. Buying sweep again on the little pullback. And then coinciding with a breakdown of +2 VWAP, you see there's a breakdown, there's a retest, there's a buying sweep. I think this is going to pull back from here, right? So you can see the distribution structure. This is kind of like how I plan out my entries on these short trades, which I call like the Black Sun strategy. But I'm looking for a pivot level to be in line with this as well, right? So there's no pivot level, but usually when you get the buy sweeps, you're going to get the pullback. Let me just use the arrows. So buy sweep, exhaustion, pullback. Buy sweep, exhaustion, pullback. All right, so 9:36. I think I might have to speed up this even more because it might take a little while for me to get to my trade. So let's speed this up some more. Alright, so we got down to floor pivot S1 again, and now we're getting like a accumulation right here. And let's see, price is gonna make a, so we have buy stops pushing up. I'm buying sweeps. But let's see if buyers are gonna take control. This is VWAP here, so we retest VWAP and we get the pullback. So what I look for is once you get buying sweeps, if we don't get follow through from the buyers, usually you're gonna get exhaustion. All right, so major volume coming in there. Now just looking over here for context, right? Price action is only coming back right here, right? Let me see if I could. Right, so that's the open. Price is only dipping below floor pivot S1 at 935, and then we're just pushing back up, right? All right, gonna try and speed this up a little more. I think my trade was just after 10 o'clock, so let me try and speed this up. So right, we're coming back off of floor pivot S1. And this hasn't been established yet, right? I just labeled it beforehand, but this hasn't been established yet. Well, actually it has just been established, right? So that's the IB low. And let's see where they're gonna push up to be the IB high. Right, so we have buying sweeps again. Let's see if the buyers have enough power to push it through these buying sweeps. We have selling sweeps, buying sweeps trying to recover. And as you can see, these buying sweeps is part of my strategy for this Black Sun strategy. So it's a good way to kind of gauge if there's exhaustion happening. It looks kind of counterintuitive that there's buying sweeps and then after that you get a move to the downside, but that's what I observe that happens often. Right? You get buying sweeps, it moves down. Buying sweep, gotta see the buyers taking it above there for it to cancel this out, I guess. Right, you get that buying sweep, you move down further. Right, so that's VWAP. That's the RTH VWAP. That's London VWAP, and that's ETH VWAP. So we in a VWAP range right here. Right, so we're getting buyer support. It's not moving down any further. Buyers are supposed to start taking this back up. Right, so we're pushing above. This is +1 VWAP right here. Wait, hold on. Right, so we're pushing above +1 VWAP. That's +2 VWAP. And let's see how much strength the buyers have. So remember, I was looking for a retest of Camarilla S3 to create the automatic rally, right? So we had this reversal trade off of floor pivot S1. Let's see here, let me just switch over real quick. Right? So we see that's floor pivot S1 right there. We have that buying taking it up. Well, that's in progress on Bookmap, but that's how it is right here on TradingView. They go by I have it on the 5-minute chart, so I'm looking for a retest at this level here for automatic rally to get some distribution at this level. And that's at 58.35. So over here you see we still have to push up. We're at 58.26, right? We have buying sweeps, and then I think we're gonna get follow through here. So this is gonna show that there's strong buying. Once there's a buying sweep and we have no pullback, then you get the strong buyers coming in. Now you see we're pulling back here a little bit again. Once you get those buying sweeps, we have some absorption. Those rectangle symbols right there, that's selling absorption. So that's buyers being absorbed by sellers. Right, so still holding above +1 VWAP. We have a sell-in sweep, and usually it's the reverse, right? So when you get a sell-in sweep, buyers usually come and push this back up. Let me just use the arrows. So you get sell-in sweeps here, and usually buyers are supposed to start pushing this back up. And it's happening at +1 VWAP, so they're trying to create an uptrend right here. And I have these correlation trackers. This white line is Euro futures, Euro USD, but this is the 6EH5. So that's basically Forex futures. This one right here, that's gold. That's gold futures right there. So gold is pushing up with the ES. And this one right here, that light blue, that's the NQ. And that's so I don't have to switch between these charts right here, right? And this one, I could just look at it on one screen. So gold is moving up in the reversal. The euro is moving down, right? It's not having that reversal strength. And basically NQ just hugs like the ES because it basically moves the same. But when sometimes you can see some divergence in it, right? Because this might move up a little more and it might exhaust a little further to the upside. Right, so you can see NQ is kind of moving ahead. It's a little more volatile. Let's see, we're at 951. Let me just try skipping ahead here to after 10 o'clock. Right, so it's going to have to load up a little bit here. It's going to take a little second. So we're moving ahead to after 10 o'clock. And let's see if I could spot my trades and kind of break it down. So you see we're moving up now to around Camarilla S3. We have these buying sweeps here already at Camarilla S3. Right, so signs of exhaustion at this level. We have some absorption as well. Right. And all these right here, these symbols are absorption, right? It shows you how much 65 absorbed, right? And this one here, 126 was absorbed. Just gotta give this a little second to load up all the data. Right, so let me just give some context as well. Actually, I think I might have missed the trade here, but we have this exhaustion, right? We have absorption right here. We pushed up at 956, and then we started getting this breakdown here. So this is third upper deviation, second upper deviation, and you see at the buy sweeps, we're starting to get that breakdown. Right, so that was my uptrust, I mean my automatic rally that I was looking for, right? So let's see, I know my trade was executed somewhere around here. I believe it was probably on the second retest. Right, so at the IB high, we have more buy sweeps coming in. We have absorption, buyers getting absorbed right there. Small buy sweep, and right now this is what, +2 VWAP. So let's see if we're gonna break down +2 VWAP here. Right, we have the signs of exhaustion right here. Right, we have the buying sweeps, we have absorption, we have the IB high. Let's see if it's gonna break down into the IB high range. So this is like a Black Sun strategy setup. The only thing I don't have is a pivot range, a pivot level, sorry. So this steps in place as a pivot level. The IB high is now like, I would use that as a pivot level, because it's happening right there on the breakdown of +2 VWAP after this exhaustion right here. And then also, if you miss the entry at this one, if I miss the entry at +2 VWAP, if it breaks down to +1 VWAP, +1 VWAP deviation, then I would take the breakdown of that to like VWAP. Right, but the best entry for me is somewhere around +2 VWAP, because you get more range for the trade. Right, you can see the NQ is moving down, selling off ahead of the ES, and now the ES is gonna follow. So now this is another setup here. We have Camarilla S3 and +1 VWAP, right? So if price gets down to that level, because I'm not seeing my trade happening yet, so it's after 10 o'clock, I know that. Right, so this is another Black Sun strategy setup in the making. We have follow through from the exhaustion, from the automatic rally. So we're gonna try and get this next entry opportunity right here at Camarilla S3. We have a sell-in sweep. Buyers weren't able to push that above, right? So usually sometimes you get the reverse of like whatever sweep you get, the reverse price action incurs after that. So once we don't get that reverse price action, then these guys here, the sell and sweep, they're gonna maintain control. Right, so we had buyers push it back up a little bit, but sellers are right now, they're looking like they're maintaining control. right? We have selling sweep, buying sweep right there again. They couldn't push it up. And that's sometimes you have both, right? Because you have selling sweeps here as well and buying sweeps. Right, so selling sweeps again, so we're moving down into the entry level range here. Camarilla S3 plus 1 VWAP. Sellers still in control. Volume coming in on these bubbles right here. And let's see if I see some of these executions happen here, so you can see it. It'll pop up here. Right now I'm wondering if I have my my executions recorded in this replay. I'd have to double check that, because somewhere around here is my entry. I was looking for something like a retest, because this is how I enter sometimes, right? Sometimes I might enter just on the breakdown here and my stop is above here, right? Or above here. But sometimes I would wait for a retest of this level and then enter the trade, right? Because usually price breaks down, retests where it broke down from. Right, so we have two retests right now of the breakdown level, and we're gonna get continuation. Now we're breaking down this level here. And then now this is the breakdown level. You get that retest right there. And that's how price action basically moves. You get to see it clear on Bookmap. Right, you break down this level, you retest it. Right now you're retesting it, starting to move further down. Right, so this now becomes a level to break down from. Break down from it, start retesting, pushing back into this little range, retesting this level again. And now we're breaking this low. Might get a retest around this level here as we broke this level. So let's see if we retest right here. And there's your retest. Right, so there's my execution, right? So I thought, I was worried there for a minute, like my executions wasn't being recorded, right? So get the retest here, and looking back at this, right, like from a journaling perspective, I should have been in this trade at this level, as I was telling you, right? Is the Black Sun strategy is, this would have been the perfect entry right here, right? because the thesis was I'm looking for, let me just go over here to the screen, right? So as I told you from the beginning of the video, we're looking for an automatic rally to be created, right? Looking for like some distribution to take place around Camarilla S3, right? Now we even pushed further than that, and we got up to this level, creating the IB high. We pushed above the IB high a little bit, and we tagged, this is previous week's low, right? So we tagged that right there. That's Camarilla S2 as well. And then we start getting the sell-off, right? So we just go back over here. Right, so this is the push-up, right? See, we are above the IB high, push up, we get the automatic rally. Now, I'm supposed to be alert to start catching this breakdown, right? Now, 1 second. Right, so pushing down here, this is the entry level, right? I could wait for a breakdown of the structure. Let me just show you this, right? So this is how I observe the order flow to be on Bookmap, right? So you would create these accumulation levels or consolidations or auctions, right? You would break down from the auction, right? And then you would immediately retest the breakdown level. Now this is coinciding with +2 VWAP, right? Both on the ETH and the RTH open. So as you get that exhaustion right there, this is the trade entry, this is the stop loss, right? So I missed that, and that's why it's good to go over these trades in Bookmap replay mode, so you can see where you're actually missing out on trades, right? Or trade entries. So you can see this is a nice entry here. You barely get any retest of your stop loss. Let's say I entered here at 58.43. I get a nice clean move to at least 58.38. Get a small pullback, consolidation, dip again, pullback, and I get a nice clean move down, a little consolidation here, break again, and I'm all the way at 58.33, right? So that's about 10 points, easy clear move, right? Now I missed out on that 10-point move. I didn't take this entry here as well, right? So I definitely got some work to do on my own strategy, right? So broke down here, retest, another trade entry, got the pivot level, and I have +1 VWAP, right, from both the ETH, RTH open. Get another clear move down. Let's see how far that goes. Right, so let's say the entry is here at the retest, exhaustion right here at 58.35, right? 58.35.41. We get a nice move here with a nice sweep down to around 58.28, right? Some nice cool points there. Now I guess I'm kind of convinced that we're in a downtrend, but I'm leaving myself here vulnerable to a pullback, right? Because I could always retest Camarilla S3 level, right? So if you look at the structure here, right, this is somewhat of a auction right here, right? Let's say this is the auction right here. Now I get the retest and I take my entry, right? Now this is my stop loss here, but this price action could always return and retest this level of the breakdown, right? Come back all the way to Camarilla S3, and then I'm easily out, right? So I want to start, I have to start taking these entries at the proper levels, because it'll stop me from getting stopped out a lot, right? You have to take the proper entry, which is here, stop loss above +1 VWAP and somewhat above structure, right? This here is still leaving me vulnerable for a retest, right? But let's see how it plays out. Right, and we're gonna slow down this a little bit now. Right, so it's moving around my entry, swerving around, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm probably gonna get stopped out here, right? So broke down, retested my entry again. Now we have to break down this level right here, right? As you can see, that's the level to break down right now. Right here is the level. Until it breaks this level, this trade is in jeopardy of a retracement. Right, you see we're still coming back, retesting my entry level. So it wasn't great positioning on this trade right here. We could have easily pushed up from here. Especially after this move right here, we could have pushed up. Right, so now I'm getting worried, pushing above the entry level. Got some exhaustion right there, so still holding on to the trade, still looking good. Right, so this is VWAP right here. Let's see what price action is going to do around VWAP. Right, so you can see those are the take profit levels. One contract here at 58.25, one contract at 58.22. And this is a spike here. This is a buying absorption kind of indicator right here. So it's showing absorption is happening. So buyers are trying to put my short trade in jeopardy, right? Then the selling spike comes again. See down here, order stacking to the sell side. So orders are getting stacked on top of it here. They're creating resistance. We start getting the move down. Get the first target. And then we start moving away. Get sell and sweep. And this is where it's getting in trouble now, because so I move my stop down. Right, we have a sell and sweep with no follow through, and comes back and tags my stop. Right, so with this trade here, it's just this was, I mean, it was profitable, 350 on the day PA account. I'm looking to make about 600 a day, so this was roughly just more than half, I guess 55% of daily goal. But this was my fault as well, because these were the entries for my setup where I could have netted much more, right? This is a setup entry right here, Black Sun strategy, Camarilla S3. Take the short here. If I entered right here, let's see, 58.35. Let's say 58.35 is the entry, right? This price action came down all the way to roughly 58.24, right? So that's another 10 points right there, right? So I missed out on two 10-point trades. This one here, +2 VWAP at IB high. That was a nice trade down here to, was another 10 points. Let me see, 58.42 to around 58.35, right? Even down here, right? Just below +1 VWAP. And it didn't even stop right there. It didn't even really turn around. Just got like a little retest right here. And it continued. So basically like a 20-point move. And I'm entering just at this level here. It wasn't even at the +1 or +2 VWAP, right? So leaving myself susceptible to having this happen, right? Got the first target, and then you start getting the reversal, right? So I got to do better on executing this Black Sun strategy. I guess it's just building more confidence. Like even looking at these replays, you can see where your strategy works. All you got to do is just take the entry when it presents itself. +2 VWAP, IB high as the pivot range, as the pivot level, +1 VWAP, Camarilla S3 as the pivot level. I got the context of this being the automatic rally, as I said before, and we get exhaustion right there, right? And how do we see exhaustion? Let's see here. Let's go over that again. What do we have here as exhaustion? Right, so from a Wyckoff theory perspective, we have a preliminary supply, we have a buying climax, right? Or this is the buying climax, we have a uptrust, and then we start having this this exhaustion of price where it just fails at this point, right? We have heavy liquidity here. It's absorbing the buyers. We have the absorption indicator going off here as well. You see those red blocks, right? Let's open that a little more. Right, so we run into the heavy liquidity, buying absorption, right? You see the numbers right there being absorbed. Buyers are no longer interested. We start falling, we have another push up, same thing is happening, and then we start moving down, right? As we start moving down, we're breaking, retesting, break, retest, right? That's the entry right there, right? At +2 VWAP. IB high is the level. Alright, y'all, so it's MELEK Shelemoh, it's MELEK Shelemoh Trading. I hope you all enjoyed the little recap. This was kind of long though, it's like 42 minutes right now. I wasn't planning for it to be so long, but I was just letting the order flow play out and trying to find my my trade entry, right? So about 55% daily goal achieved today. Where is it? Right, trying to make like about 6+ on the day, so about 55% on the PA account. And yeah, that's it for today. After this I just stopped because I know I didn't really take good entries. I just let the Black Sun strategy slip away from me, you know what I'm saying? Alright, y'all, so it's MELEK Shelemoh. Y'all trade safe and stay blessed.